Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. Nothing like a little laughter to bring in the Monday morning with Stephen Kramer Glickman, who is a stand-up comedian and promoting Family Film Award. We're going to be working with you on Thursday, right?
Yeah, it's a Family Film Awards. I'm very excited. I'm looking at myself on the camera now. I don't know if this sweater was a good idea.
I will say what was a great idea was you as the Bob Big Boy. I can't get over
right
that.
Here? Yeah, this is it's me as, you can't really see it, but there it is. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's me as Bob's Big Boy, but I have a donut. Because our podcast has been sponsored by Krispy Kreme Donuts for a really long time. So we give out donuts to our audience at our shows, and it's really fun.
We're coming on the show.
You forgot the donuts.
I did. I should have brought you guys down. See, when you look at me in this sweater right now, I look like I should be coaching like a Russian gymnastics team. I'm like, Anastasia, pull it together, Anastasia. That just wouldn't. I didn't even notice that until I saw myself on camera.
Well, so you're hosting the Family Film Awards.
Yeah, me and 3 other wonderful comedians, Mike Black, Matt Walker, and Mike Glazer. We all host the Nighttime Show podcast, and our podcast was chosen to host the show. So we wrote the show, and I don't know why they trusted us.
I hope you wrote us in some
idea.
pretty funny parts. Because
we did.
Good. We're going to be presenting 2 of the awards. We're really excited to be a part of this.
Yeah, we're excited to have you guys. This is a great show, so I'm happy to be a part of it. And have you guys be a part of our show and be on your show. It's a great situation. Synchronicity. This is synchronicity. Is that
mutually beneficial? Love that.
Yes, absolutely.
Is it tough working with other comedians because you always want to up each other? Or no?
No, I mean, that's what comedians do mostly is we all work together. So we all, it takes, to team up though, to have like a good team, it takes time and focus to find like the right guys. Like one of the guys I've been friends with, Matt, is one of the best and one of the worst people I know. He's like a mix between both.
The best of both worlds.
Says horrible things. He's always very, very truthful and funny. But I love and adore that guy. And we've known each other for about 14 years, 15 years. And then Mike and I have known each other for quite a long time too, about 10 years. And then Mr. Glazer, who was nominated for an Emmy this year for Night of Too Many Stars.
Wow.
For writing on that. Like, we've known each other for about 4 years. So having pulling like a grouping together of like a lot of real fun comedians and getting to play with them is a blast.
Right. Yeah. So tell us a little bit. I want you to give us little like tips on like someone who's not funny at all, but like there's some little hacks.
You guys are very funny. This is
like play off and like how you did that beginning, like you play off the song that just came in.
Sure.
And like, come on, give us a few little tips.
Okay, well, I think first of all, I have no idea. I don't know.
Okay, fine.
Well, be specific. Like, what specific?
Come on, there
what
must
can I
be
help you
some
with?
type of like little tips and keys.
Oh,
for being
I
funny.
think to be funny, especially in an award show, you should take it very, very seriously when it comes. You should take it very seriously when it comes to older celebrities. Like you shouldn't like make jokes about older celebrities that are like give them the respect. But the younger people, I think you can poke fun a little bit.
We can roast them all day.
You can roast the younger people all day. But the older
you can make
people,
fun of yourself. But you can't make fun of
I think with the older people, we're making fun of the category that they're presenting. Like. This woman is one of the greatest stars of our of the 1950s and 60s. She's starred opposite Julie Andrews, and she won an Oscar and here to present Best Web Series. Like just something like like you can make fun of the category when it comes to I think more famous people, but with the younger people, I think you can kind of poke fun at them.
I love it.
When did you discover that you were truly a comedian? I mean, obviously Last Comic Standing, and you've had a great run here in Hollywood.
Sure.
But I mean, were you always the funny guy?
Well, I was the no. I was the guy who was trying really hard. Like I would try real hard to make people laugh. Growing up, it did not work quite well. But probably when I like started doing stand-up, I started doing stand-up when I was about like 25, 26 years old, and it was because I had like a couple jokes that were a little offensive. But they were funny. And I said a couple of them to a girl I was dating, and she hated them. And I was like, oh, so then they're definitely funny.
Right. She hates them.
I was like, then this is gonna do great. And so once I figured out what the gauge was of like, if I told a joke to my mom and she was like, oh, Steven, if she made that noise, oh no, what's the matter with, why would you, then I would go, oh, that's gonna
be gold.
That's gonna be kill. And if she really loved it, then maybe it would do okay. But I think around 25 years old was when I started figuring out what was gonna work and what type of comedian I wanted to be too.
Was there any point that you wanted to give up on any of it?
No.
No. You always knew that you were going to do it.
No, there's nothing else I can do. Yeah. I can't.
Could be the Russian gymnast.
I could be.
Right. Well, you've got
Anastasia, do backflip. I know. If I wasn't, I've always had to work in some aspect of entertainment and comedy because I'm bad at math, but I'm good at a lot. I'm good at the things I'm good at. I'm very good at the things that I'm not good at. I'm terrible at.
So my litmus test for what a good comedian is if they don't have to bring in sex or fart jokes or whatever. How do you put that line in it for the Family Film
Sex
Awards?
Or fart? You can't. What?
They can do that. They can be funny. If they don't have to go there, then they're really funny.
Look, I think anything can be funny.
At the Family Film Award, how do you put that line in
the Family Film Awards, that's a different story. This is a family-based award show that focuses on entertainment that is valuable to families and to kids and stuff like this. But when it comes to stand-up comedy, I think if it's funny, it's funny. Like if it wins,
yeah, you can do whatever, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You watch any great comedy, even like Bridesmaids, like one of my favorite comedies. Like you watch the way through that movie, there's like there are like real easy sex jokes and fart jokes, but there are also really well crafted, very funny, character-driven stuff too. So I think there's room for everything in comedy. I think
we love it. Everybody loves a good laugh.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell us about some of the projects you're working on right now.
Oh, well, I'm working on a couple different things. I have a TV show that I wrote, a pilot I wrote, and it's being sent around the. I don't know what this is. I don't know what motion this is, but it's being sent around to shop.
Cart.
People are reading it. And we have some good things, and that's all. I wrote a pilot about my childhood, about being a teenager. And,
Steve!
Oh no! So that's been really fun. And then I was in a documentary called Dying Laughing with Jerry Seinfeld and Jamie Foxx and Kevin Hart.
Never heard of those guys.
They're newbies. Yeah. They're real newbies. But Showtime picked that up and had that on Showtime, and then we shot the TV show version of Dying Laughing, which also has Gary Shandling. It's like his last thing that he ever did, and all sorts of Jerry Lewis, all sorts of wonderful people. So that's been shot. I shot like 4 or 5 episodes of that show, and that'll come out near the end of the year. And this is it's a fun it's a fun business. Yeah, serious.
This is serious comedy.
Serious business.
It's comedy.
It really is.
Doing lots of serious business. And then my nighttime show podcast I've been doing now for 3 years at the Hollywood Improv on Melrose here in Los Angeles, a couple blocks away from here. And we just did it this past weekend with Fred Willard and Carney Wilson from Wilson Phillips and Deep Roy, who played Yoda in Star Wars, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And all sorts of other amazing people were on the show. Sean Jabroni, who plays Adam Goldberg on The Goldbergs, and Jim Cummings, who played Winnie the Pooh, who's been playing Winnie the Pooh for like 30 years.
Wow.
So we had this big packed
That's
night this
quite
past
like
Saturday.
the roundup of guests.
Right?
I mean,
On
from like
one show.
Break Free from the Chains to Winnie the Pooh. I mean, like,
Full
Well,
spectrum.
we made Carney Wilson sing.
Did you?
Well, we made the like it was a. This is how I feel comedy works, right? Is we wanted Carney Wilson to sing. Someday somebody gonna
make you
turn
return
around
and say goodbye. Yeah.
Till
that
that
day,
day, are you gonna let him hold you down and make you cry?
There you go,
Yeah,
Jess.
right?
Oh, yeah.
You want to
That's
have her
true.
sing that. That's classic to
Oh,
have
yeah.
her do that.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, you don't want to just flat out ask her in front of an audience to
awkward.
sing the song.
Yeah.
That's a little weird. Hey, sing the song
Yeah.
you're famous to
Yeah.
sing,
Yeah.
right? So what we did, which I thought would be like a fun thing that she didn't know about. She didn't know we were going to do this. Is we did a regular interview. We had her ask her real questions about her life.
Very serious.
Very serious interview. She talked very seriously about her father, Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. She like told all sorts of really interesting stuff about him and addiction and all this stuff. And it got very heavy, and you could feel the whole room. And when that room was getting really heavy, we had a guy planted in the audience, and he went, "I have a question. Carney Wilson, will you sing a song?" And then I yelled at him and was like, "What is the matter with you? Why would you ask a question like that? She's a very serious. This is a serious. We're having a serious conversation. You don't ask this woman." And as I'm doing this, I had them pull up the karaoke for her song. Hold on for
Hold
one
on,
more day.
yeah.
So that starts playing while I'm yelling at the guy, and then I started singing and made the audience sing, and then Carney Wilson sang along with us, and it was great. Like it was great, but it was like it all felt real until it was happening, and then she was like, "What did just happen? You just
Well
tricked
done.
me into singing a song."
Well done, well done.
Yeah, I really like. We had Milana Weintraub on the show, who's the AT&T spokesperson, a couple of months ago, and all we wanted to do was talk to her about AT&T. But she doesn't want to talk about AT&T. She probably would talk about it, but she doesn't really want to. So we planted a guy in the audience and had him just ask questions about his phone bill. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun because then you're getting to do the
love
joke,
it.
but without really bothering them. You're just making it fun.
And then you don't have to take the blame.
You don't have to take the blame. It's not my fault. It's that guy's fault that I hired to put in the audience.
Right.
Exactly.
It's working for me, but
Yeah,
So
it's
good.
exactly.
Well, thanks for keeping us laughing because we all need a little bit of laughter.
Oh yeah, this
Especially during the full moon. I need a little laughter.
Oh yeah, the full moon.
Do you feel the full moon ever?
I feel all the things. Oh sure, the moon. This is half werewolf at this point.
Blame it on the harvest moon.
I'm clean shaven, full head of hair, and then it just all
effect.
goes away and all pops out.
Just during the full moon.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, this is a crazy time in the world, and people wake up every day, and there's, we were talking about it on the drive here. I was talking with my publicist on the way here. You're driving in the car, and the news is popping up, and it's the president every day posts
There's something.
every morning. It's not like he doesn't take like a day off. It's like every morning there's like a Lindsay Lohan's gonna be Secretary of State. You're like, what is happening? Why did you write that? Every day? Every day.
Well, now it's like you
Why
can't
did
take a
you-
break. Yeah.
Like I've never wanted a president to go golfing more. Ever. I've never wanted to be like, just give us a couple days. Give us a few days.
let us catch up.
Oh God! Like let us process one thing before it's
Well, we could laugh with
and
you
more.
all day long, but we're so excited for Thursday.
Look, can't wait to have you.
Tell everyone where they can
Yes,
find
please,
you.
please go to thefamilyfilmawards.com. Go get tickets for the Family Film Awards, and we're going to be hosting it. And these wonderful people are going to be there. It's going to be a
laughing with us.
great time. We're going to have lots of laughs. And then you can always get me on Twitter at Stephen Glickman, STPHEN Glickman on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. All places,
All the things.
all the things.
I'm coming just for
And
the
the
donuts.
moon.
I'm coming just for the donuts.
Oh, you should.
Stay tuned. We'll be
It's
back
gonna be
with more. Good morning, La La Land.